Hi again, it's Ashley, and I'm back this week with a video for Hip Kit Club using the June 2016 Hip Kit and add-on kits. And I'm doing a grid design starting out here on this Simple Stories background paper. Our weekly challenge this week is to use a grid design, so I thought I would play along too. And so you can see I just used my Cameo to draw some lines with the sketch pen, just a grid line, and I'm going to go back and stitch over that with some black embroidery floss. So you get to save time because I don't want to stitch a 1/4 inch stitch through all of those. That would take forever. I am just going to punch my holes, which you saw me do at the intersections of the grid, and I'm just going to add the stitching just along those lines. So you'll see how I'm going to do that here, and that makes it go really quick. So instead of having to do the 1/4 inch stitches all the way down the line, this makes it really easy. You just want to make sure when you do it like this that you keep your thread pulled tight, just so you don't have any loose thread on that grid design. Since you're not doing the tighter 1/4 inch stitches, you don't want to have that popping up. So just make sure you pull it really tight like I'm doing here. I'm just going to do this top section here to show you what I did, and then making sure that it's tight. And then I'm just going to tape that off with some washi tape and finish the rest of it off screen. And then I'll start doing some embellishing on the grid design, so you can see how that looks here. I've got it all finished up, and I like that pop of the black embroidery floss against that Simple Stories paper. And I'm using a beach photo, so I pulled some things out of the kit that I thought would be beachy. These are some of the little cut files from Kim Watson's set for this month. They're just kind of little asterisks. They reminded me of sun, which went perfectly with the beach theme, so I just cut 3 of those and added them there to the grid. And I'm also going to layer some Simple Stories brads and some of the fancy free buttons over those in just a little bit. Right now I'm working on my title. I want to keep it in that grid space right there. So I am just going to do something kind of weird right here. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. I put the B and the H because I practiced this before I started filming, and the letters for beach were too long to stay inside the grid. So what I'm doing is just putting the B and the H there, and then I'm going to go back and add my other letters so that way I can overlap. So you'll see how I do that in just a minute once I finish life. And these are little Jelly Bean Soup alphas that are included in the kit this month. So you can see here what I'm doing now. I'm just bumping those up really close, and I overlapped the A and the C, and now I'm going to overlap the E and the A, just so that it stays inside that little grid square. But that way I knew how much space I needed and could do my overlapping on the title letters. So I wanted to get all of that in place, and now I'm going to start adding the embellishments for the different little sections there. And you'll notice the ones in the center are more of a square part of the grid, and then I did the ones on the bottom and the top more of longer grid shapes. I just wanted it to be kind of like a wonky grid, not where each of the sections were the exact same size. And now I'm getting to those centers of the little asterisk shapes there. I'm just going to add a couple of these brads, and then I wanted to mix in one of those fancy free buttons also. I like to add things to the center of things. If there's something like a circle or something like that, I'm going to add something to the center. Now these are some of the little, I don't know what you call these, like rubber charm, I guess, kind of tags. And I wanted to incorporate these cute little tags, and that's kind of why I did the grid with those larger grid spaces there at the top, because I wanted to put these tall, skinny little tags there. And these are Maggie Holmes that go with the Bloom collection. You have to add your own adhesive to these. I use liquid adhesive. You want to try to make sure you get that as close to the edge of these as you can, because I have used these before, and I noticed if you don't, it kind of like flips up along the edge. You may even want to lay something heavy on it after you adhere it, just so it kind of will lay down a little bit more. It will pull your paper up if you don't get that adhesive all the way to those outside edges. And then I was just using a few more Simple Stories things here, some of the little word phrase stickers and some of the enamel dots for their new collection. And I just like how all this is perfect for a beachy theme. And the Simple Stories, I tried to pull a lot of those colors from the little plus signs that are in that background paper there. The orange and pink and teal, and then there's some green in there also. And of course I had to dig through my ephemera pack. That's an exclusive. and pull some things out. I liked those flowers. It kind of goes with the tropical feel. So I got some of those big flowers to fill in some of those other spots there on my grid. And just seeing what other little bits I can use. I wanted to balance out that navy, so I grabbed some navy pieces also. I'm trying to figure out if I wanted another arrow, but I didn't really like that one, so I put it back to the side. But I kept some of those smaller flowers out because I wanted to use those too, just as kind of an extra element on the page. And so I wanted some dimension on those flowers, so I did use some pop dots to pop some of those up just to get that height and just have a different heights and dimension on the layout. I wanted to add one to that little one to pop it up there over the tag. I like to create clusters inside the grid, so these little flowers were great for doing that, and just kind of tucking under some of these that I did add the pop dots to. And I don't complete the whole layout on the video just because with this type of layout I could go forever adding little bits and pieces, and I didn't want to bore you to death sticking all of my ephemera pieces on. So I'll get some of it done here just to show you kind of the main thing that I'm doing, and then I'll finish all the rest of it up off camera and get everything completed, and you'll see the finished layout at the end. I'll have links to the Hip Kit Club website and blog in the comments below if you want to check that out, and you can check out the kits. So I'm finished up, and here is the completed layout and close-ups, and I hope you will join me next time for the next video. Thanks. See you then.